Well, we are back with the seventh and final leg of the even greater Sydney bike trail, completing the big loop around Sydney. This final leg involved a rather damp ride across from the northern beaches to Roseville Station, then a couple of trains up to Woy Woy to pick up where we left off on day 6. First up was a short ride down to Ettalong to board the ferry across to Palm Beach. This was followed by a ride down the northern beaches back to our original starting point in DY. Well, here we are at Woy Woy Station, heading off on the final leg of the even greater Sydney bike trail. Just come up on the train from Roseville via Hornsby after a wet ride across from the northern beaches. Hopefully by the time we get back to the beaches it'll be dry again. A short run now to the ferry at Ettalong and then over to Palm Beach. So heading out of Woy Woy on a bike path along the water, fairly flat through to Ettalong. It's only about 6 or 7 k's. Should be there in plenty of time for the ferry. Use of the public land along the foreshores. Looks a bit like Auckland things must come to an end. Back onto a bit of roadside cycleway. At the Avalon Beach ferry terminal. Still got about 15 minutes to wait for the ferry. It's very pleasant down here on the water. Where do you want me, down the back?
Just out the back, yeah.
Pretty narrow entrance here. Or exit, I suppose. It's good, pretty shallow out in the main part of the channel. And the northern beaches looming up on the right. Right, we're out on the Barrenjoey Road. About 4 kilometres of this before we take some back streets. Hopefully the traffic eases off a bit.
Yeah.
All right. Stinky Creek. Slide this out a bit. A few dozen more bin chickens over on the oval to our left. And this brings us out into the back of Avalon. Back on Barrenjoey Road for that. You see a long way down the coast from up here on the where the Serpentine road goes out to the headland. But we just about see DY down there somewhere. It's probably hidden behind Long reef. Beautiful views. New shared path under construction here. It'll take us from the Serpentine down onto Newport Beach. Unfortunately, it's not finished, so I'm going to go back out onto the infamous Pullgola bends. Just the last bit of it. Disruption of traffic. Roadworks, I'd say. Beside Barrenjoey Road at Newport, getting on some back street bike route, into the bike path, a few ups and downs on some back roads to get us through to Vale. Right here we have the Newport Hotel. Much the end of the bike path for a while. Get out and mix it with after school or early finishing tradies traffic. Even though this is a designated bike route, it's not particularly bicycle friendly. Hills, a bit narrow, a few rat runners. To get back onto some bike path. We drop down onto Bassett Street, which leads us back towards Barrenjoey Road, and also to the bike path that runs alongside it. As with quite a few areas on the northern beaches, the bike path or shared path just disappears when it gets too hard. In this case, it's a major bus stop in Vale, followed by a couple of blocks of shopping centre. There's no designated route to get around the problem, and the legal position is probably that you should get off and walk your bike for a few hundred metres. More of the shared path alongside Newport Road, just going past Vale Golf Course. It's probably not as scenic as coming off down to Vale Beach and then going around the other side of the golf course and up over Warriewood headland and Meadow headland. But I'll confess to being a bit keen to get home and see a replay of the New York Knicks' fabulous come from behind win in Game 4 of the NBA Finals. It's like a miracle. They're down 20-something at one stage and won it by one. Shall we press on? The designated bike path goes off to the right here and up and over the ridge, because I'm a bit reluctant to widen the footpath through this cutting where the shale is a bit dodgy, but we're going to squeeze our way through because it's quicker, more direct and less of a hill. This is your telegraph pole on the road there. Well, we're just bike pathing our way along Pittwater Road still. Probably on the wrong side of the road. I always reckon that going against the traffic flow is almost like riding into a headwind when there's a bit of traffic around, with the air being pushed out. But if I cross over, I've got to cross back again, so I'm going to stay here for the moment. It won't be too long before we turn off towards the Narrabeen Lagoon track. Right, we're on the Narrabeen Lagoon path now. Looks like it's been mostly dry today, after a little bit start. Boardwalk out over the water, very nice. Lovely time of day. A few bubbles around. Parkway here. It's 20 k's up on this leg. That's a pretty short day, it's only a bit over 30 k's. It was just a bit much to tackle after that hard day. This is one of the nice bits of infrastructure on this trail. Bridge over Middle Creek. You can see kids jumping off this in front of them. It's much this time of year. Kids out on canoes and paddleboards. Sports centre activities here. Volleyball. There's archery over there. There's a bike path continuation of the route from Narrabeen Lagoon through Cromer, Wheeler Heights, Cromer, and then into DY. Bit of the bike path down to the beach. So here we are back at Woy Beach. In the afternoon sun, just after 3. We've had 7 days of riding. I'll have to have a look at the actual kilometres, but I think we're probably one over 400. And I'll put it up on the screen once I add it up. And that, my friends, is the even greater Sydney Bike Trail. Time to head home and find a replay of the next game and start planning the next adventure.